It says it's not broadcasting to YouTube. Is that correct? Is YouTube no longer broadcasting? No, it's live. Okay, good. Alright, so it's lying to me and saying it's not broadcasting to YouTube, but that's not true. Uh-oh. I hope my internet's good. Hey, Julie Pike, how are you? Hey, Lisa Vanderhelm, how are you? Okay, it is. I see. Julie's like, I still have the double highs. The double messages. I don't know why my chat is doubling up. I'm going to have to message. Hey, Nicole, how are you? Carlson and Chambliss. So I've got two Nicoles in here. How are you? Let me see here. I got to share this out to groups really quick. Give me one moment. Oh, that's not what I'm trying to do. Oh, Dan. Get it together. What kind of psychic are you? Alright, we're gonna share. That's what we're gonna do. Damn it. We're gonna write posts. I feel like I haven't done this in a while. Like I don't know, because now everything's pre-taped, so I don't remember the steps that I go through to do this. Facebook is weird. It feels like my screen is a little choppy, so I'm kind of wondering if it's gonna be okay. We've had like really bad weather here all day, like really gray and rainy. And so the internet may not be great either. Hi, Andrew. Thank you for welcoming me back. So let me see here. Let me get this shared out to groups. And we can get started. Let's see what kind of a party we can have. Get out your blue eyeshadow. We're gonna have a party. Yeah, it's so different now because I pre-tape the forecast because of Patreon. So it's weird. I don't do this every morning, and now I feel like out of the loop. And then I've been gone for a couple of days, so I didn't do it. It's been a couple of days. So I feel a little bit goofy. Like I'm like, what do I do? What buttons do I press? Help. Help. How are you guys? I hope you guys are good. It's perfect from your end? Okay, good to know. How was the weather on the arrival to your trip getting to Florida? The weather in Florida was really lovely. It was nice. And then coming back here, it was just gray and rainy, which is kind of a bummer, but that's okay. It's expected. It kind of made me want to go to Florida, to be honest. The weather was beautiful there for February. And I have to say, we didn't have a bad January here in Texas. It was actually very dry and kind of warm, surprisingly. But Florida was really nice to get away because it just got cold here in February. And I don't really like the cold. I'm a big baby when it comes to cold. So please share this stream out, my darlings, so that we can have a party. Let's have a party. Party, as Adore Delano would say. I love Adore. She's on the new, that MTV show, that, whatchamacallit, Love, Peak of Love, or some garbage, but I watch it because she's on it, because I just like to watch him, or her. I don't know. He's kind of gender non-binary now. I'm not sure if I should refer to him as her or as him, because he spends a lot of time in the house out of drag, but he's working a very androgynous thing. It's so cool. So I love that that's even on TV. That was never on TV when I was a kid. It was, maybe, but they were all like, serial killers when they were like that. So it's kind of cool to see reality TV that portrays trans people or people that are non-binary or don't like really fit into the gender spectrum into a complete easy label. Seeing them be put on TV is great. It's just like, even though it feels like sometimes we look at the world politically and we feel like it's going backwards, in some ways it's actually moving forwards, even though we're fighting our way to get there. It's this interesting thing where there's changes where I'm like, this is not how I grew up. This is not, so it's a good thing, Okay, what am I doing? Pay attention to what you're doing, Dan. It's still not, it's just now 6, so let me get this out here to all these crazy groups. I don't know if I'm going to get thrown in jail. Okay. There we go. I think we're all posted up now. All booed up and stuff. So, hey, Tracy Marie. Oh, no, what did I do? Oh, I hate when I do that. It's a little too surreal. There we go. Music's back on. Hey, Belinda Klayman. Hey, Tracy Marie. I said hello to Lisa. Hi, Ducky. If I missed anybody, you've scrolled along. I'm sorry. I missed you. So tonight is the How I Can Help You Hour, which is Tuesday nights as a rule when I'm like around. Hey, Katanavian. I don't want to become famous and buy followers, primes, and views on follow bot. Oh, Twitch is sending me some sort of bot, sending me like, want to become famous? Buy views. Screw you, Katanavian. You're not even a real person. Hey, Margaret Saunders, how are you? Hey, Christina Davis Buffkin. I don't know still why I'm getting double comments, the same comment twice, but it's happening, people. So this is the How I Can Help You Hour. For those of you in the know, you know what it is. It's just like an hour of me goofing around, or maybe it's more than an hour. We'll see. Hey, Leslie Ann, how are you? Maybe it becomes more than an hour. We will see. But it's me sort of helping you guys with, in a lighthearted way, like, let's leave the heavy stuff at the door. Like, let's not bring in, hey, Mary Clunan, how are you? Let's not bring in a whole ton of stuff. Hey, Sharon Brown from Tasmania. Wow, far away, Sharon. But it's here to help you guys maybe find a little bit of insight. They're like free little mini reads. Excuse me. Hey, Anne-Marie Duncan, how are you? I will do a Triple H reading at the end, which is kind of like the bigger reading, which will be about 4 cards for some person. That's your head, heart, and health. I might actually gift away a small, I repeat, small charming to somebody that chooses to stay on through the entire broadcast. Hey, Catherine Grunke. So, but it will be us about to head out to shovel 10 to 15 centimeters of snow in Nova Scotia, Canada. Mini readings. Well, I see you shoveling snow in your future, Catherine. Hold on, let me see. I see you in kind of freezing your ass off, saying, fuck this, why do I live in Canada? Ooh, yeah, don't you know? That's what I see. But that's just my first impressions. Hey, Kalia Shaw, how are you? Adelaide, South Australia. Wow. That's far away, too. Hey, Joanne Altieri. Hi from Florida. I was just in your lovely state. I want to move to your lovely state. Where are you in Florida, Joanne? Christina Davis, you can stay here. It's just set your heavy shit outside the door. You can pick it back up when you leave. You don't have to leave because you've got some heavy shit. I just don't want, we don't need to bring heavy shit to every, I'm not saying you do, but I'm saying this broadcast is to be fun, lighthearted, bring everybody's energy up, and hopefully help people in the process. That's the idea, right? So it's not that you can't have your heavy stuff. I don't want you to leave because you have heavy stuff at all. I want you to leave your heavy stuff at the door and have fun with us for maybe an hour. And, you know, maybe that heavy stuff, when you go back to it, won't quite seem so heavy. Hopefully, that's the goal here. I am not far from hitting all the continents because, Nicole, you're in Denmark, I believe, right? Nicole Chambliss is in Denmark. Port Richey. Okay, cool. So that's kind of, I think, down in the Dangler in Florida, right? I'm pretty sure. So, the other thing that I like to do, guys, with the Triple H hour, and those of you that are my regular viewers know this, is it's kind of reserved for newer viewers. So if you're a regular viewer, You guys know how to get a hold of me to book a reading, or this is kind of an opportunity for new viewers to sort of get an opportunity to read with me. So I do slide in a few regular viewers as I can, but we kind of try and want to, I mean, we're certainly all welcome to be here and have fun, but just as an aside, there's like a ton of readings that I do constantly on the channels and all of that sort of stuff for everyone to enjoy and utilize. These are opportunities for maybe new people that are new to me that haven't yet subscribed to the page or followed the business page to get an experience with me so that we can form that relationship. So keep that in mind as I'm creating the list. I don't mean to single anybody out. It's not what I'm trying to do, but some of you have had cards for me. And so, it's like showing up and taking the French fries from the Ethiopian kid at the buffet. Let's not do that. When you had a 7-Eleven hot dog on the way to the party. Okay? I'm just saying. So, anyways, and you all know how much we love a 7-Eleven hot dog around here. So, yeah, fresh meat, Nicole. Exactly. I mean, let's say this. I think I gave the Triple H away to somebody last week or the last time, and I think the Charming went to somebody that's a very regular viewer too. So I'm not opposed to giving it to regular viewers because I like to support those that support me. But this is also, the Triple H Hour is also an opportunity for newer viewers to get in and say, oh, I want a chance, I want a chance. So that's what we try and do. Okay? So, Anne-Marie Duncan. Why is Anne-Marie Duncan typing her own name in the chat? I don't know. It's a very meta moment. Hey, Savannah Sokolowski. Happy 211, Andrea Mercandante Hulin. And I want to say thank you. Who is from Australia? Andrew, I don't know. There was somebody earlier that said that they were from Tasmania, and somebody that said they were, I think, from New South Wales. Jennifer King Baruki is a newer viewer. That's nice to know. Jody Ann is a new viewer. Esmeralda Garcia is a new viewer. Wow, all of these new viewers. Sandy Duncan is from Australia. No, she's not. She's from Wheat Thins. Anyways, Victoria. Stacey Hansen is from Victoria, Australia. So, yeah, Sokolowski. How can you not get that right? It's a nice, probably Polish name. Maybe Russian Jewish. I don't know. Sokolowski. Kim Roesti, how are you? All right, so let's start to formulate a little bit of a list here, guys. Let me see here. Hold on. Close that. I don't want that. Okay, so hi, Miriama O'Brien from New Zealand. All right, so let me see here. Belinda Clayman, you say this is your second time here and you have never gotten a reading? Polish and Russian Jew. More on the Polish side, okay? See, I'm good. I'm good, girl. I can call you out just by your last name. All right, let me see here. So I want to do, I think, Rebecca Kleeman, because she said this is her second time being here and hasn't gotten a reading. Okay, Rebecca, perfect. Or Belinda, not Rebecca. I'm sorry, Belinda. Jesus, the names are flying. I'm also old, guys, so bear with me. I'm a little bit of an old lady. Nicole Carlson. Now, you guys, if you're new, you've liked my business page, I'm assuming, right? You've subscribed to my YouTube channel, right? I'm assuming that you've done all of these things in trade for a free read, right? Because there's tons of free stuff. There's Love Pick-a-Cards that will talk about your February over on my YouTube channel. There's February Tarot Scopes for you over there. There's reads like for days over there. There's material over there that you should need to be watching. All right, let me see here. Nicole Carlson, she would like some lighthearted insight, so we're going to add her to the list. And this is not by who I'm drawn to, guys. It's just by who I'm actually seeing. And, you know, I do have glasses, so if y'all comment really fast, I don't catch it all. Joanne Altieri, north of Tampa, 1 hour away. You're on my list. You guys got to stay, Joanne. I was looking at Tampa, actually, as where I might want to move to. I don't know. I'm trying to decide. I need to go do some research and go down and spend some time in Florida. Savannah Sokolowski, because I know her name. I'm going to add her to the list. Sokolowski. And I'm writing these down, so if you guys come back next week and try and pull a fast one, you're busted. Jennifer King Baruki. Just because you said please. I'm into that. But you guys, please do go and like my business page and also like the, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would love that. I'm trying to build subscriptions over there. You're welcome, Savannah. You guys, please keep on, wait, well, oh shit, I saw somebody, hold on, somebody, it looked like they were from Florida. It's going so fast. And you guys, the better readings are at the end, so if you're patient, you might act. All right. Oh, Belinda's from PCB. Okay, cool. You're on the list, Belinda. And it's not just like you have to be from Florida to get on the list, but hold on, I'm missing some of these. All right, Jennifer's on there. Thank you, Miriama, for the compliment on the angel wings. I love them too. Esmeralda Garcia, you did not get one last time, did you? No, that was Alejandra last week, I think. So we'll add Esmeralda Garcia. And then Andrea, you're a realtor. You'll help me. I love it. Andrea Merkin Dante Hulin. Let's add you. Did I already? No, I didn't add you yet. Okay, so you're on my list. All right, let me see how many that is. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I will take, well, let's just leave it at that right now, and the rest, give me a moment, you guys. I know I see Stacy Hansen, I see Robin Coleman, I see you guys asking. What I'm going to do is let me get started with these guys, and then we're going to get down to like the Triple H reading and the Charming, which you would probably want to win that anyways. Okay? So, William, I'm sorry that you lost a close friend. I'm really sorry about that. But I'm not doing mediumship readings, William. So I'm not like, I study mediumship now, but I don't give mediumship readings publicly. And I don't do them, what do I want to say? Like, I do them, but I'm practicing. I'm a practicing medium. Like, I'm very rough at it, let's say. So these are more psychic readings, so I can't contact lost loved ones. Okay, this is more for, you know, like if you have a quick question about something, that sort of a thing, okay? But I'm sorry you lost your friend. I know how hard that can be. So, and that's why I'm studying to get better at mediumship, because I really do want to help people with that. But I also want to be able to know that I'm actually connecting to spirit and doing the proper, like, appropriate steps and really giving true messages from spirit versus, you know, just saying a bunch of shit and calling it a mediumship reading. There are people that do that, guys. All right, so let's get started. I am apprenticing for the next year, and I'm also going to Arthur Findlay in England in August to take their week course for beginners mediumship. So I am doing that. Oh, I love how William just switches it over to "Will I find love very soon?" Like, he's like, "Forget my friend. Will I find love?" Hopefully you will, William. We all deserve love. I love you, William. I love you all. Anyways, and I need to love myself. So let's get, hi Allison Haig. You guys, it's a lighthearted hour. So coming into the room saying, I'm really struggling right now, all that does is it brings my energy down and it makes me feel bad for you. And that's not the way to get my attention. I'm just going to say that outright. It's unfair to do that to psychics. It's unfair to do that to strangers. Okay? If you're really struggling, you need to probably go go see a counselor, or go talk to a doctor, or if you want to book a private reading, you certainly can do that and invest that money into that, into maybe changing that struggle. But this is supposed to be fun. Laura Bowen, I see that. All right, so let's have fun. This is just to have lighthearted fun, guys. This isn't about like, oh, I'm struggling and I'm in a pit of despair and I need help and drag me out of it. No. I have my own pits of despair I'm trying to get out of right now in my own life. So we're having fun. And they're not pits of despair, but I have my own worries. So I'm here to help you guys in a good way. Let's keep it like that. Okay, let's keep the energy up. All right. And there will be a big, there will be a giveaway of like a mini charming and the Triple H reading at the end. So we're going to start now, guys. Let's go to Belinda Clayman. I hope I'm saying it right. Belinda, I need just a one-word subject on what you want me to read on. Is it love? Is it money? Is it career? Is it family? What do you want me to look at for you? Is it husband? Well, not husband per se, because I don't want to read just your husband. He's not here. But like if you have one word for me. Hi, Elena Michelle. Thank you for sending love and light and love. Belinda Carlisle. It's not E. I see the E, Belinda Kleeman. It's not high vibration only. It's just to kind of get a job. Okay, perfect. So let's look at Belinda's job really quick. Okay, give me one moment. Okay, so right off the bat, Belinda, I'm feeling like the energy is a little bit heavy on the cards. Like, I feel like either you're not fulfilled currently where you're at. It feels a little bit like the energy is dragging. Like uninspired, if that makes sense. Maybe you're at a sort of, like you've hit a wall around whatever it is you are doing, or whatever it is you want to do. You're no longer... I feel like maybe there's a sort of maybe you've done it or it's come to the end of the road for you, or you feel that way. Let me see. I don't know if that makes sense. All right, I'm going to flip the cameras really quick. Oh, interesting. Okay. So let me flip the camera. So your card today, it feels really dark here. What is going on? Maybe it's because I've moved the... Can I swing this lamp? Let me see. It just feels dark. Like I feel like the light on these cards is not as bright as it used to be. All right, so I want to make sure that I can see your guys' chat. Let me get the chat box up. So this is the Queen of Swords. Let's bring her down a bit so you guys can see her. I like that she is... she's seriously in some serious contemplation. And this kind of ties into that sort of heaviness that I was feeling in the shuffle. When I'm looking at her, I feel like you're definitely pondering your options. I feel like there's a period of waiting or contemplation that's going on right now before you decide where to sort of set your sword down into the ground to make a decision. I feel like there is a turning point that's happening in your job or your career space. I also feel like this little white bird feels to me that you are being guided in whatever you're choosing to do. It feels to me like there might be an influence from outside, be it spirit. This could be even, and I don't want to get into past loved ones, guys, because I'm not a medium, but this could be maybe being guided by a past loved one. Somebody who's sort of whispering in your ear is the vibe that I'm getting from this white bird. I feel like you're kind of not really happy with what's going on career-wise right now, and you're trying to change that. The good thing about this card is I feel like there's a calm over her. I also like that this is the Queen of Swords, so this means to me that you are a little bit up in your head thinking about everything, your different avenues, opportunities, and ways that you can take this, but I feel like you haven't clearly found the exact thing that you desire yet. I do think that this being the Queen of Swords says to me you will. You just need to be patient with yourself. The other thing that also says to me that you haven't fully found it yet is there's these clouds behind her that I'm noticing right now, but they are beginning to clear. Okay, so take heart in that fact, right? I love that she's sort of sitting in repose, like kind of really, I feel like she's almost spinning this sword, like, you know, kind of contemplating, do I do this? Do I do that? And then she has this sort of outward connection to spirit, be it maybe a past loved one or a spirit guide that's sort of whispering into your ear. You know, it's like about finding inspiration for you. And it's got to be like sort of intellectually stimulating, right? That's definitely a key with the Queen of Swords. You have to be turned on mentally to really want to do it at this point. And I feel like there might be the position that you're in right now, or what you've been doing thus far, is no longer sort of cutting the mustard, so to speak, or inspiring you anymore. And that's okay, because I think that this is an opportunity for you to take that next step or go to that next level, make that shift or change. Is there a little bit of fear with that? Of course, there's always a little bit of fear. But, sorry, my buttons are going off. But there is an opportunity here for growth. There's an opportunity for decisive decision making. There's an opportunity here for really finding what inspires you and really owning it, right? The queens always sort of deserve respect, authority, and should hold themselves in high regard. So if you're not holding yourself in high regard, now is the time to do so. Know that you have the brain for this. Know that you have the intelligence for this, to find the answer to this, okay? I want you to keep that in mind, right? Because the Queen of Swords is a decisive sort of thinker, right? Try not to overthink this too. If you find yourself worrying too much or going into thought so much so that you're in the space of worry, try and let go of that and go back to this place of calm that I see in this Queen. I like how her hand is in her lap here, and she sort of is trying to remain centered and really weigh all of her options. You will find an answer. You know, this being a swords card says to me, you will come to a sort of final decision or a clear decision, right? But right now it just hasn't made itself completely obvious to you yet. But I think that that is going to have to take, how do I want to say this? Like, it's going to have to show itself to you in the form of inspiration. Like, you need to be inspired versus just kind of doing the same old thing over and over again. Jewel Rose says, I feel like this is directly to me. I just stumbled on this page. Well, welcome here, Jewel Rose. And if you feel like this message is for you, you can certainly utilize it. Sometimes Spirit has ways of reaching people in the same way, or, you know, messages can reach and make sense to multiple people at once. 3 options after walking away. Well, here's the thing. You take the time. This queen says to me, I love how she is really contemplating. And I feel like you're consulting spirit on some level. There's like either, I don't know if you're a highly spiritual person. I'm assuming you might have some connection to spirit if you're here looking for tarot pulls. But there is a guidance that's also happening with this bird. To me, birds always represent spirit. And this bird being a white bird also speaks to the idea of spirit being around you or assisting you to help you sort through this mentally. You will make the right decision, and when she does, like, the Queen of Swords is always about clear, precise thinking. So you might just have to take that time to sort of weigh your options. And like I said, the clouds will begin to clear, even though things might seem a little bit up in the air right now. Go for the one, and this is more advice than a read, but I feel like the thing that's going to benefit you the most is obviously going to be the thing that inspires you the most, that like makes her stand up and jump for joy. And I do feel like that with this card, that there's an opportunity for that to happen. You just need to give it time. Okay? All right, Belinda, I am going to put this away and get started on the next person. If we move through these quickly, I can probably do a few extras. So the next person is Nicole Carlson. Nicole, are you still here? If Nicole Carlson is here. All right, Joanne, you'll be after Nicole. So I see you on money, so I know that that's your thing. Is Nicole Carlson here, or did she leave? I know that there's a lag, so I want to give her... Oh, yes, she is. Job. Okay, y'all are looking for job stuff. It's so funny to me how some nights, like, the themes are the same. I say this every time, but when a crew of people gather, like, the energy matches all of the time. It's like it's either the questions are the same or the vibes come out sort of similar. I think that you guys all resonate in the same place, just like how Jewel is matching up with Belinda's reading. You know, she just happened to come in here, but you guys are all sort of resonating at the same vibration. We want to keep that vibration high, though, guys. That's going to help us to make, you know, better decisions for our most highest good. We have to trust in that. So let's see what's going on for Nicole Carlson in her workspace. If you get the Queen of Swords, girl, I might pee my pants. So let's just see here as I shuffle. I don't want to manifest that, but... Hey, Jimmy Victor Pratt. Hello, how are you? Hi, Kim Tu Tui Wen. How are you? You guys, for those of you that are on the list, that know that you're on the list, if you're throwing out your topic now, I'm not going to be able to see it. I'm going to ask for it as I get closer to your name. Hey, Jennifer Ainsworth. All right, so let's see what's going on with Nicole Carlson's work situation, please. For me, Nicole, I feel like you feel a little bit lighter. The energy feels lighter. Ah, okay. So this is the Three of Cups. I love this card. This card is always sort of like a party, right? This card represents as a party. And when I was feeling your cards or when I was shuffling your cards, your energy feels a bit faster, even though you're asking about a job. Belinda feels a little bit more serious. This feels a little bit more youthful, a little bit more playful, a little bit more enjoying. And like enjoying the moment. So as far as the job situation, this to me would be indicate a positive outcome first and foremost, and an opportunity to celebrate, right? I feel like these three women to me look like they are following their emotions or their emotional self, right? Cups represents the element of water and the emotions. So for you, where Belinda was sort of like thinking and weighing her ideas through her thoughts, I think for you it'd be more beneficial to also go with your feelings, right? Where you're more of a feeler person. And I feel like you might be, I kind of get a feeling like, you're not in beauty, are you? Like in hair or makeup or, because it's funny, I don't know why I'm asking that other than the fact that there's so many women in this card, but I just sort of feel like there's a creative aspect to this card. And like all of these women here, it makes me think of like, I'm like flashing on like a beauty salon or maybe a makeup counter. I don't know what you do for work, but it feels like there's might be like either feminine coworkers with you, or it's just this environment where you get to really be um, uh, like uplifted as a woman, right? And it's just because there's such a feminine energy to this card that I'm sort of vibing with that. And I'm looking at my camera. Do you see the halo around her right there? Like the light that's casting around that halo. It's kind of like incredible. It's not showing this way in person. I'm seeing it through my camera, but I sort of feel like uh, doing something that empowers you and also empowers women might be good, just by all of the females that are on this card and the energy that I get from this card. It would be very celebratory, very uplifting. So if you're like looking for ideas of what you want to do, I would search in that realm. I think it would feel fulfilling to you, inspiring to you, and a reason to celebrate. You are no, Belinda's a hairstylist. Oh. I thought it was Nicole. I was like, oh my God. Because that's what this energy feels like to me, is these three women. It feels like some sort, not that like women are indicative of hair and beauty, but to me there is this sort of feeling of lifting each other up versus you're not in beauty but you like it. Well, maybe that's something you might want to consider. To me, this doesn't necessarily have to be just beauty. I'm just sort of, these women are so sort of feminine and beautiful in the card, so it takes me to that place. But it can be anything where it's sort of an opportunity to uplift women, right? I feel like there's something about this connection between these three ladies and the fact that they are women that is really beautiful to me. And so I would say trust your emotional self, check in with your emotions as you're going about, you know, uh, if you're in a job that you're not liking emotionally, I'm going to just say this, and it's making you feel uncomfortable or that you're not enjoying it anymore, it's time to find something that makes you sing again, right? Or makes you feel connected emotionally. And I feel like this card is telling me that that is out there for you if you don't feel as though you have it currently. And I love like how this card is looking in the camera right now around her head. It's like giving me chills. So I feel like there's a knowing, like you're gonna know it when you find it kind of thing. That's that, like it feels to me like almost like the, are you guys seeing that or am I crazy? Because I see it on my computer screen. I don't actually see it on the physical card, but it's like the way the light is casting on her head. It looks incredible on the computer screen. So to me, it feels like you are going to know what it is when it comes, if it's not here yet. It reminds you of the triple moon goddess. That's an awesome idea. I don't know what that is, Kayla. Pauline, I am not doing mediumship readings. I'm just pulling cards. I'm sorry. I'm not, this is not a mediumship event. There's no mediumship for past loved ones at this time. I'm sorry for anybody that's requesting that or wanting that. I'm sorry. You do see it, Savannah. Christina sees it. I know, it's kind of cool. It looks really beautiful on the screen. So take that as inspiration, hopefully, and hopefully that helps you to make a decision. If you are in something that's not necessarily feeling good or you're not feeling like you can celebrate yourself, then I would start to seek out things that make you feel that way, that make you, that empower you as a woman, that make you feel sort of the grace and beauty that I see in this card, that make you feel really good and uplifting, that make you feel connected to, say, maybe fellow women around you. I feel like that's all of the message of this card. And like I said, with that glow around the top of her head, I feel like you're going to know it when you come across it. It's going to like sort of electrify you, because that looks electric to me. Hey, Casey Ray, how are you? So that is your card, my dear. All right. So I'm going to go on to Joanne. Joanne, you said money was your topic? I know, Denise, I love these cards too. They're beautiful. I think they're really pretty. It's the Illuminated Tarot. If you go into any of my daily forecasts during this month and you look in there, you can find a link in the description boxes on YouTube, and it will give you a link on where to buy this deck on Amazon. If you buy it through my link, I get a small percentage of the sale. So if you're interested in buying this link, or buying these cards, Denise, please go to my YouTube channel and use my link because it helps me. I have a YouTube or Amazon affiliates account, and so I'll get a small percentage of the sale, and it just helps me grow my channel. So please, hi Sophia, thank you for the comment on the cards. I didn't create them. I'm doing good, Casey. I hope you're good too, dear. So, Joanne, you want job or you want money? Because I'm not doing more than one subject. Everybody just gets one subject. So, you're saying yes, then job? Are you saying you want a job reading? Hey, Tina Charlie, how are you? Oh, the quartz wand was a gift from a viewer, actually, from Karen. I love it too. It's my. It also has a little piece of rose quartz right there, and these are 2 bullets. So I love that they took these weapons of sort of destruction and made it into a beautiful wand, right? So it's from something negative, something positive comes out of it. Money. All right, Joanne, let's look at money for you. And then the next person is going to be Savannah Sokolowski. And please like the business page, guys. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I need followers over at YouTube. So we're looking at Joanne Altieri's money situation. And then after her is Savannah. Right now, Sophia, I'm actually have a list that I'm working through, so I'm going to be giving away a couple of bigger readings at the end, a little charm reading and a Triple H reading, if you want to stay around and be in the running for that, you can, but right now I'm working my way through the list, guys. Anybody that's requesting. Alejandra, I gave you a card last week, so this is for new viewers, ideally. So Alejandra Garcia, I know that I gave you a card last week. I have you on last week's list. So I ask that you please refrain from requesting free cards. If you want to book a private reading with me, you certainly can do so. Okay, so let's see. Joanne's money situation. There's a heaviness to these cards, Joanne. Not that it's a bad thing, but oh, well, this is a money card for sure. This is the Six of Pentacles. This is always about, to me, about charity, about sort of helping others in an effort to help yourself, kind of. I love that this, to me, feels like you in the center. You may not feel like you have a lot, but I think that there's gifts that you have to give into the world. This is the sense that I'm getting from this card, or what I want to say to you, is that keep in mind that it's not everything. I know that you're asking about money, right? And I love that these pentacles are sort of shielding this woman here. And I love that she's sort of taking care of these people that are in need, and she's holding this little these little scales, right? And to me, it feels like she's bringing balance, and this also feels a lot like sort of charity to me, like being kind and compassionate towards others. And when we do that, we actually sort of give ourselves the opportunity to learn more about ourselves and our own abundance. So if you are having any sort of money troubles, because I think that you might not have money troubles, but like you might be struggling with money right now. That was the heaviness I was feeling in the cards. What this card feels like it's sort of trying to remind you is that, how do I want to say this? Like you have a lot of resources that you could share and help others with, that in doing so, I feel like that would bring about an opportunity for you to sort of open up those channels to kind of create the money that you seek. Or, and I don't mean that like, am I describing this correctly? Hold on one second. I gotta get my head clear here. It's like, not everything comes down to money, right? We have a certain smarts, intelligence, emotional intelligence, experiences that we've been through that we can utilize in situations to help other people. And when we do that, we open ourselves up to that exchange of energy, right? And when we show that compassion to others, I think that we start to have a realization in ourselves about the richness and the abundance that is within our lives. And when we open ourselves up to that energy, that abundance then comes back to us in the form of not only like an awareness of how amazing we are as people, but like we start to also open up those channels for that money energy to come back in, right? And that's what I feel like this card is saying, is like, if you're having worries about money or wanting more money, I feel like this card is saying to you, open up that energy by helping others in some way. And it does not mean monetarily. It means like she's giving them love, compassion, bringing balance, maybe awareness or experience to these people that might be younger than her or in need, or I don't know, maybe this is wise counsel. Like if you have the opportunity to help somebody out just by being a source of support for them, like emotional support, do it, I feel like, because what ends up happening is you start to see yourself as being abundant, right? Because you have actual gifts to give, even if they don't feel like they're actual money. And when you start to feel that abundance, that's when that money can start to flow back. And to me, even though this feels like it's protecting her up here, it feels like it's hovering just above you, like waiting to come into your space, right? It's like just waiting, like to like download down into your space. And then the money that you seek is there, right? Or the opportunities to make it show themselves. And there's a grace with this card. There's a sort of a compassion with this card. There's a beauty with this card. There's a self-appreciation with this card that all gets sort of I don't want to say exacerbated, because that's like more of a negative connotation, but it all gets amplified, right? And then from that amplification, that money energy or that abundance energy flows in, and then it starts to take form and hold financially. You're a CNA? Wait, oh, that's Julie. I'm sorry. Oh, you're a... Wait, I'm confused. So, Joanne is a CNA too? Well, this would be a nurse card. She looks like she's taking care of the sick or the poor. So, I think that that's so funny. All of y'all are nurses too. See how this, how y'all match up? It's crazy. Y'all want to know about jobs and money, and you're connecting on your nursing and stuff like that. And that's such a wonderful sort of selfless profession, right? So I think that there's a definite opportunity to make money and understand your own abundance uh, within that position. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. You're a nurse. Thank you, Tina. I like these cards too. I think they're really pretty. I'm glad that these are the cards we're using this month in the forecast. So, and like I said, if anybody wants to purchase these cards, please go to my YouTube channel, utilize my link. I get a small percentage of the sale. If you utilize my Amazon affiliate link in any of the daily forecasts, the link is included in the video description. Belinda started out as a part-time caregiver for the elderly. And you do hair? My God, you guys all are just working your butts off. I love it. And helping others, which is wonderful. All right, so Savannah Sokolowski. Where's Savannah Sokolowski? You're welcome, Joanne. And then Jennifer King Baruki, you'll be next. Excuse me. Got a little burpy there. Either growth or well, Michael, I can't do because that's kind of a third person reading. So, because Michael's not here, so growth is kind of a strange topic. I can try growth. Not strange like in a bad way, it's just kind of a broad topic. But I love Betty Angel says, I'm next after who? Betty, has anybody called your name at this point? I love how people just try and slide in there, right? Betty Angels is like, I'm next after who? Like her name was just called, like she's on a list. I'm sorry, I know the doorman. I'm sorry, I'm on the VIP list. No. Betty, honey, has anybody called your name yet? I see what you're doing, girl. I'm trying to slide in there. Good for you for trying, though. Gotta give you credit. Mary Hava's a caregiver for the elderly too. See, y'all could like just talk and help lift each other up in what you do. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, so let me get to Savannah. So Savannah, have we picked? Have we picked a topic? I just want to make sure because I want to give you a good reading. So I need you to pick like a kind of a. I am not. If I am on the list, I don't know. Just asking. You weren't asking. I mean, Betty, come on. If your name hasn't been called, you're not after anyone. It's just kind of like we don't want to argue it, but it's just sort of funny the way that the question was posed. Is I'm on after who? Like nobody's acknowledged you as of yet, right, Betty? So. You're not on the list at this time. I'm sorry, the list is full. So I thought it was cute that you were trying to like, let's just assume that you were going next after somebody. So, anyways, Savannah, spiritual growth. All right, let's look and see what we got there. Thank you, Denise Ainsworth, for the love and blessings. That's very nice. All right. 2. Please do, Betty. You're allowed to stay for the fun, certainly. And I'm serious, Betty, too. I don't mind you for trying to get on the list. Like, I don't mind it at all. I thought it was kind of sly. In a good way. Like, I thought it was funny. All right, so Savannah, let's see what your card... Ooh. So this is for spiritual growth. To me, this is the 3 of Swords. This always, obviously, like, from a very, obvious place, this generally tends to be with deal with the idea of heartache or being hurt. Swords is the element of air and definitely the realm of the intellect. To me, I feel like as I'm looking at this card, I don't think that this is a bad card. I think that this is about, as far as in terms of spiritual growth, there's a lot of stuff that your head and your heart probably need to kind of come to terms with. There's probably a lot of stuff from your past that you might have to sort of work through or work with in your spiritual pursuits and in your growth. Do I think that you will do it? Yes. And the reason why is because I love how giant this heart looks. And even though these swords are through it, to me, it feels like a very strong heart, right? It feels bigger than these swords. It feels like it's sort of, these swords to me feel like the past, right? And so as I look at this card, I feel like, okay, if Savannah's working on her spiritual growth, it means that Savannah's about to pull out each of these swords, and sort of understand that whatever's maybe happened to you in the past, been said to you in the past, however you've been mistreated in the past, it's time to kind of shed those things away and let them go. Stop acting from those places, right? Stop allowing those things to have power over you or be factors in your making, in the making of your decisions. Maybe you have done that in the past, but like to me, this card feels like you are going to change that you are going to, through your spiritual growth, come to an understanding and an awareness, not only mentally, but also like emotionally and deep in your heart, of what's appropriate and what's no longer appropriate, what's acceptable and what's no longer acceptable. If there's an honor here. Will it be hard work? Yes. This card does say that, sometimes we have to look at some things that really caused us pain in our past, right? That they're like daggers in a heart. But I love that this heart to me really feels like I feel this sense of strength from the size of this heart. I feel like even though maybe you've had some struggles in your past, right? This heart has not given up. This heart is not even close to being done, right? And to me, it feels like these swords are kind of just waiting to be removed, and that's part of your spiritual growth, right? And so I also like that this design here to me, if you're looking at this gold design, it looks like a keyhole. Like this is the key to your growth, is that heart that sits in the keyhole. Like, and as you kind of remove these swords, whatever the memories are, whatever the things that were said, wherever the pain is, whatever the things that like no longer are your present, as you let them go and you live from your heart in the present, you're going to realize how strong you are, how capable you are, and almost like be able to sort of set your boundaries or set your expectations to ask for what it is you do deserve, not necessarily what's sort of been given to you and without your choice. Does that make sense? Solve my karma and let little things go, and it will be my key to happiness. Well, there you go. I don't know that this is necessarily about karma, but if that's how you're seeing this card, that's certainly fine. To me, this feels like past, maybe insults or hurts. Anybody that's told you things that weren't necessarily true about yourself that maybe you believed for a while, right? And you took them into your heart and said, okay, maybe I did do that wrong, or maybe I was a bad person for that, or whatever it is. Or maybe, maybe somebody invalidated you in some way and you've carried that. This is about the spiritual work that you're doing is about sort of like digging through your heart and finding those things and removing them. And it feels like you're maybe already in the process of that, right? And that's why your heart looks so full and so strong. It's because there was probably maybe more swords in there at one point in time, and you're just like sort of maybe finishing up that work. So the next person, I'm going to pull this card down, is Jennifer King Baruki. And then after her is Esmeralda Garcia. Jennifer King, are you here, dear? I know you threw out a, yeah, Savannah, I know, and you know what? It might be hard work, but it's well worth it, and you're strong enough to do it. That card definitely indicates that. So don't think that you don't have the strength or the ability to do it. I want you to know that you do. Guidance, just guidance. Okay, perfect. For Jennifer King Baruki is guidance. After Esmeralda is going to be Andrea Mercandante Hulin. And then we'll get to the Triple H and the Charming. And maybe I'll do a Charming or two. We'll see. Let's see how I feel. Please share this video out, guys. Those of you that are watching, if you enjoyed the video, if you enjoyed your reading, please give me a little review at my business page. Give me a like. Give me your firstborn child. No, I'm just kidding. But please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Go over there and watch some of the videos that I have. I have your February tarot scopes up. So this is for guidance for Jennifer Baruki. Oh, interesting. All right, so Jennifer, there's a lot of swords energy tonight. We kicked off with the Queen of Swords. We've had the Three of Swords. We've got the Ten of Swords. A lot of you girls, or ladies, I should say, there's some mental stuff going on. Y'all are thinkers, caretakers, I feel like accomplished women. This Ten of Swords, when we're looking for guidance here, I feel like I want to say that which doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I feel like there is a opportunity here for you to sort of walk away, is what I want to say. There might be some situations in your life that have caused you much unneeded sort of distress, maybe. And I feel like you've maybe given them quite a bit of attention and it's not working anymore. Tens represent sort of completion in the tarot, and so the Ten of Swords to me, even though it's like a pretty morbid image of this guy with 10 swords in his back, to me it feels like we're coming to an end or a realization that this is no longer working with something in our life, right? And only you can know what that situation is. It could be multiple situations, right? It could be a career, it could be a relationship, it could be a familial relationship. But whatever it is, to me, when I look at this card, it looks like you gave everything you had, Jennifer. And it's kind of like, at this point now, we know that no matter what we give, no matter how much attention we give it, no matter how much sort of thought we give it, no matter how much we alter our way of being, it's probably not going to ever be anything other than what it is. And so when I think about this in the form of guidance, I think that this is like maybe sort of lessons learned, maybe in a hard roundabout way, but the lesson has been learned. And I kind of feel like even though he's got all of those swords in his back, right, and he looks defeated, I feel like it being a 10 card says to me that you're coming to a completion with whatever this is, and this pain will end. Right? There's an opportunity here for this to sort of, for you to kind of make the decision to remove yourself from the situation. Remove these swords from, your back, or these thoughts, giving your attention to this situation that's no longer responding, right? Or it's responding in all the wrong ways, right? In ways that only cause you pain. And so, to me, I never see this man as in any deck as being down and out. To me, it's about coming to the end of our rope and being like, okay, I don't want this anymore. I just can't do it anymore. And so we have to make the decision to kind of turn around, pull the swords out of our back, and walk away. So that is what I see for you, Jennifer. I hope that makes sense as far as guidance. I think that the good thing about this card is that you know. I think the good thing about this card is that you've given everything that you can to whatever this situation may be for you. The good thing about this card is that you are about to come to completion with this situation and not allow for this to kind of cause you stress or pain anymore. Does that make sense, Jennifer? New beginnings, exactly, Belinda. You're saying, thank you, I'm on a great path. Okay, good. Can I ask, has the path been hard up until, like, recently? Because this card would indicate that would be the case. If that's not the case, then I'm not sure. To me, it feels like you're sort of having to let things go and maybe move in a different direction. This card definitely is like sort of the acknowledgement of that. She says, oh my God, yes. Okay, good. Well, and this is a good thing, and that's what I feel like with this 10. Like, most people look at this picture and they gasp and they go, oh my God, but it's not really a bad thing. In the end, it's like, oh, okay, we've learned. We've maybe learned through hardship, but we have learned. And it's time to, you know, remove ourselves and get on to something better. Yes, it's been, she says it's been a long road, but feeling so much better. Good. And it will only get more and more better. So, Esmeralda Garcia, are you still here, dear? Yeah, the energy is strong today. A lot of you are matching in a big way tonight. Like a lot of air, mental energy in the cards, and then also all of you being nurses. It's very interesting to me. But that's what happens every time we do these events. Like, it seems like there's a theme that runs through the groups. Oh, I become sensitive to people around me. But Esmeralda, I just need one word as to what you want me to read on. I don't want to know any details, my dear. Do you want me to read on, just give me like sort of one word subject? Hey, Leslie West, Salisbury, how are you? And you guys don't forget that I am going to do a small charming and a Triple H reading too, so stick around. Actually, it looks like there's 37 people in this room, so I don't know if that's correct or not. So empath, you want me to just see about empath? I don't know how I read empath, but okay. Let's try that. It's okay, Esmeralda. We'll try. We'll see what comes out. It can't hurt to try, right? You're fine. Don't feel sorry. Liz, honey, Liz Stewart, I have a list right now, unfortunately, so you're not on the list, so calling out what you want your subject on isn't, gonna work right now. I've got 2 more people to do, and then I'll be giving away Triple H reading and a small charming, so you could be in the running for those. Alright, let's see Esmeralda. Interesting. I like this card for this empathy question. I hope that was your question. I hope you haven't changed questions on me. But this is the artist. And to me, this is part of the major arcana. So this says to me that this is a big change for you. And the artist is a card that was added into this deck. It's not particularly a card that's always in the tarot. But I love that he put this card, these guys put this card in here. And to me, it's all about sort of looking into the other side of the world, exploring the new sort of aspects of what's going on around us. When we look at this artist here, he's sort of naked and he's looking through at that tree, and he kind of feels like this is the realm of spirit to me, looking in on the real world. So this might be a part of your spirit, this empathy that you're talking about, sort of coming into being and you learning how to use it. He's writing into a book and he's, you know, doing his artwork and sort of studying and sort of figuring it out and how it fits into his world. The clouds are starting to clear away so that, like, we can start to figure out how to utilize this empathy. And there's a creativity to this artist card that's really lovely. Have fun with your empathy. Don't worry about, like, you know, there's a lot of empaths out there that want to, like, go like, oh my God, I'm so overwhelmed with my empathy and this, that, and the other. It's actually a superpower. We can utilize it for such wonderful things. We can utilize it to be compassionate. We can utilize it to touch base with others and really connect with them. We can utilize it to sort of create healing spaces for other people, in the sense of like holding space for them or validating them in where they're at, because we can actually feel their emotions, right? Now, the problem is when we're not like, when we're too open and we kind of take on everybody's stuff and it gets messy, we have to learn how to, like, not guard, but like turn ourselves off in a way, or bring it back down, take time for ourselves, take good care of ourselves, those sort of things. And that's what I see in this artist card, is him sort of figuring out, taking a more active stance in how to figure out how your empathy works best for you, and getting creative with that and utilizing that in a way that you can create sort of beauty like the artist would. Right? There's sort of this, I love that he's sort of crouched down and exploring, like he kind of feels like he's hiding in the background. So there might be this opportunity for you to explore and play in this new sort of empathetic world that you're experiencing, and have joy with it, enjoy it, trust it. There's a gift here, right, that is being given to you. Hold it in your space as such. I'm going to switch cameras really quick. I want to say this. I'm a huge empath too, and it can be hard because I get emotional and I don't know, you know, who does it belong to, who doesn't it belong to, but I never ever sort of try and diminish the power of my empathy, because when the times where I'm able to connect to other people through their emotions, or sense their emotions and understand where they're at and give them, like, the space that they need, or the guide, not maybe the guidance, or just an ear to listen, whatever it is, when I can do that, it makes it all sort of worth it. All the struggles or emotional stuff that I go through, it's worth it, because to me, I'm tuned in at a level that maybe other people aren't. They can be. I'm not saying that I'm special in any way. What I'm saying is that I'm a little bit more sensitive than others, right? And that gives me the opportunity to experience things at a deeper level in a different way than others. And I wouldn't trade that in for the world. And so that's the part where I think it's key with empathy, or being an empath, to get to that place of having an appreciation for your empathy. Then you want to sort of build upon it. You understand it's a gift. You want to care for yourself in a way that allows you to keep that gift, like, healthy and all that. There's a lot of people that get knocked out, and I used to get knocked out too, and I still can sometimes, right? I'll get too overextended or too open to too many different people. Sometimes even on here giving free readings, I have to be careful. That's why I keep the How I Can Help You hour lighthearted, because it just gets too heavy for me. Like, when I get out of here and I turn off the camera, I have to go and clear out all your guys' stuff, all your energy, all your, you know, your joys and your sadnesses. So, because I need my space back, right? So that's why I keep the Triple H hour, like, high vibe, or as high vibe as I can get it, so that I don't get dragged down with it, right? And I'm not saying you guys are dragging me down, but as an empath, that's a risk I take every time I come online and give readings for people, right? But I'm aware of that, I'm responsible for that, and I try and you know, balance that all out. Okay, so that's the artist card, is like being creative and doing that. Okay, so enjoy your empathy, love it for the gift that it is. And if you watch other empaths freaking out, going, "Oh my God, what about this and the moon and my emotions and my boyfriend and it's okay. That doesn't have to be your experience. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with their experience either. What I'm saying is that they are in the process of learning, right? And we all get to learn in our own way. But the quicker that we get to a place of being in unison or in harmony with our empathy, and then start to operate from that place, the healthier it gets, and the easier it gets, and the more skilled we get. All right, so you're welcome, Esmeralda. Use this artist card. This is a beautiful card, and this is Major Arcana, so this says to me that this is going to have a really big and beautiful impact on you and allow you to be creative with it. So there's a gift in this, so enjoy it. All right, Andrea, my new real estate agent. Are you still here? Hi, Laura Giovanniella Wiley. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Hey, Stacy Tryon, how are you? You're welcome, Esmeralda. Lavender's always nice. Lavender's a nice color. Lavender's a lovely smell. It's definitely relaxing. Blessings to you too. Love, present, and future. Okay, let's see what we get for you. I love this advice. I've become a bit of a hermit. LOL. I'm a total hermit, Christina. Like, literal hermit. I hermit a lot, but I need to sometimes. It's for my mental health. But then what I find is that if I do it too much, I lose like my social skills, sort of, in a way. Oh my God, ew, what do you want? Go away. Don't claw my leg. Don't. Sven is here. That's funny. I'm good, Stacy. Thank you for asking. Hey, Haley Joyce, how are you? For those of you that are new and coming in, I will be giving away a couple of free readings at the end. You can hang on for that or hang out for that. Please like the business page if you like my energy or you want to come back and get a free card at another later date. Like the business page and hit the notification bell so you can get notified when I go live and do this again. Hey, Patience, how are you? You can also go over and subscribe via YouTube at my YouTube channel. That's a huge help too. Alright, let's see what's going on for love, Andrea. Ooh, girl. Let's look at this. Hi there, hubba, handsome. Interesting to me that this shows up, because I feel like this is totally a suitor. Let me ask you this. Hold on, let me open up the, speaking of suitors, Sven is here. Oh, Jesus, he wants in my lap. I'm good, Patience. So, let me ask you this, Andrea, do you have a boyfriend right now, or are you looking? Just give me, like, looking or have, just as a word. Because I feel like you might be looking, and I feel like this might be somebody coming, and I don't like to future predict boyfriends, but this King of Wands definitely feels like a really viable, nice gentleman. Maybe of the fire sign variety, so we're thinking Aries, Leo, or Sag. I like that he's handsome. I like that he's in charge. I like that he seems relaxed to me. He seems like I get this idea that he might be a business professional. I don't know why. I don't like to do future predictions for partners at all, but I'm getting that vibe from this card. I feel like also because he's the King of Wands, I feel like he's gonna make his presence very known to you. He could be a Leo, like Wands would be fire signs. We have the lion up here, you see that? But also Wands represents the element of fire, so we're talking it could be upset. It doesn't have to be, guys, right? Like, let me explain this. The Wands are the fire signs, right, as a rule. So we're talking Leo, Sag, or, shit, what's the other fire sign? I'm drawing a blank right now. I just said it. Leo, Sag, and Aries. But it could also be somebody with heavily placed fire sign planets, right? Like, I met somebody that was a Sag recently, and a lot of his planets were in Virgo. And I was talking to him, and I'm like, "You're totally. What's your sign? You seem really earthy to me." He seemed like, I thought he was like a Taurus or a Capricorn. And when I made him do his chart on his phone and show it to me, and like 6 of the 12 planets were in Virgo, and I was like, "No wonder why you're giving me Earth sign vibes, because even though he's a Sag, he's very like grounded and earthy, and he had that Sag sort of like charm and that kind of I don't want to say, how would I describe it, like very charming, let's just say that. And that was the Sag in him for sure. But he was very grounded and very calm and collected, and um, I just was getting Earth vibes. So anyways, I'm drifting off into La La Land thinking about him. I need to not do that. So this King of Wands is whoa, get back in the game, Dan. So this King of Wands is a fire sign or somebody with heavily placed fire planets, right? So if you meet somebody that's got a lot of fire in their chart, then this could be your King of Wands. But I also want to say this. He's going to make his, to me, as I'm looking at this, I feel like he's going to be very direct. He's going to be very friendly, probably have a great sense of humor, is how I feel. I don't know why, but I just feel like this king, I feel like his head is tossing back in laughter. So I feel like he would be the kind of guy that you might meet and he'd be wanting to have a good laugh with you. He'd be up for a good time. But he'd also be really sort of, because he's of the fire sign, you know, or the wand suit, he would also be pretty passionate, like, you know, driven would be a good word. So keep an eye out for this guy. And like I said, I feel like he's going to make himself known. Like, you're not going to be able to miss him. Like, he would be the one that would ask you out, is what I would want to say. Shut up, Christina Davis Buffkin. Totally don't even know me, girl. Shut up. So I think that this could be somebody, and he's gonna have an air of authority about him too. This being a king card, to me, this feels like he would definitely kind of just be very grounded in his presence, in his authority, self-assured, and I think you're in for a really fun time. What is your sign, can I ask? Just because I want to know, because I'm intrigued. And Christina, you know I'm only kidding when I told you shut up, but like I don't want to talk about that because I'm, you know. Oh, sorry, Sven. Andrea, what's your sign? Because I'm just wondering if you're compatible with a fire sign. You're a Cancer? Not, not. It's not the best combination, but it could be somebody with heavily placed fire. So don't worry about that. And he does sound like a keeper, right? Like, I don't know. I just think that this card is a funny card to show up when you're asking about love, present, and future. So it looks like if you haven't already met him, you might he might show up, and if he shows up, he's going to be kind of obvious. If there's somebody that's got your interest piqued, this would be the way that I've described this card would be the things that you would be looking for in this person that might have your interest piqued. And I feel like he's definitely got his eyes set on you. Like, I'm looking at this card, it feels like he's staring right at me. Hi, Shaniko Montgomery, how are you? All right, so I'm going to close that up. Oh, you were married to an Aries, so you already have this fire sign thing going on. And do you know, I know he sounds like a dream, doesn't he, Denise? Um, uh, Let me ask you this. Do you have any planets in fire? That might be some of it too. If you have a lot of fiery planets, you might get along with a fire sign. That might be why you were married to an Aries. All right, so we are now going to get into giving away some readings. She loves fire. She likes to get burned. Burn, baby, burn, disco inferno. Okay. I'm sorry, Shaniko. I'm sorry that you're not good. I don't know how to really respond to that, so I'm really sorry that you're not feeling well, dear. Virgo moon, that's good. That grounds out your Cancer watery energy for sure. Yeah, Shaniko, this is we're winding up right now. So as far as being very emotional and having some big things going on and that being torn, I'm really sorry that you're in that place. But we're trying to sort of do the last few readings, and then we're going to be closing up for the night. All right. So what we're going to do now, really quick, is I don't want you guys to see this. I have a white box in my hand. Get your minds out of the gutter. You're a Pisces with a Leo rising, Savannah. Awesome. I'm a Pisces too. But my rising is Aries. So we're both Pisces with fire risings. That's kind of cool. And I have an Aquarius moon. So it's kind of cool. So here we go. This is my tiny white box. If you can tell, hey, Julie Pike's a Leo, so is Ducky. If you can tell me what's in the tiny white box, you will win a mini charming right now. How does that sound? Can you tell me what's in my tiny white box? You get a few guesses. For those of you that have been read, please kind of refrain from guessing because I would like it to go to somebody that hasn't had a reading tonight, if possible. Is it an amethyst? No. And Andrew says Anastasia likes the tiny white box. Is it a stone, a turtle? No, a turtle was last week, Angel. A flower? No, it's not a charm. It's not a stone. The excitement is killing. You can guess, Nicole, if you want. It's not a crystal. It's not a coin. It's not a charm. It's not an amethyst. Y'all are saying the same thing. It's not obsidian. It's not a crystal. It's not rose quartz. It's not quartz. It's not any kind of crystal, guys. So, if that helps. It's not a cat tree. No. No, Lisa. It's not a needle or a crystal. It's not a chakra stone. It's not a dog tree. It's not a key, Angel. It's not an angel, Julie. Good guess, though. It's not a bead, Savannah. It's not an angel. It's not a paperclip. It's not a piece of carrot cake. Ducky got it! It's a pendulum. Ducky got it. It's my new pendulum. Ducky, you won. You worked for me, Ducky. So Ducky won the charming. So Ducky gets a charming. And she didn't know. It's oxygen. This is not rigged, guys. So we're going to do another contest for the Triple H, but I'm going to do a quick charming for Ducky really quick. So Ducky, what do you want your charming on? And I'm going to adjust cameras while she comes up with what she wants. Hold on one second. I got to change cameras really quick. Let me see here. Bam. Okay. Wow, that's really wonkified. What happened there? Is that... Oh, that's not flipped. That's why. Hold on one sec. I can't see your guys' chat, so just one second, because I'm adjusting my box. My big blue box. Not my little white box. But now I'm playing with my big blue box. So, wait, no, that's not deactivate when showing. That's not what I want. I want flip vertically. Where is it? Fucking what? What? Alright, there we go. That's what I want. Okay. So that helps. Now we move up that way. There we go. Okay. So now we're set there. And let me get the chat box back up. Okay. Did you say pendulum, Nicole? I didn't see it. Hold on. I gotta see. Give it to someone new? Well, I don't mind giving it to you, Ducky. You want it. Nicole, did you say pendulum up above? A butt? Who's a butt plug for kitties? Really, bitch? I'm going back here looking to see where Nicole said pendulum. Candle, heart, a doggy tree, parsley? What? There's Ducky's pendulum. Where's... I just want to make sure, because if she did say it, I'll give it... I'm happy to give it to Nicole. I just didn't see it when Nicole said it. Oh, Nicole did say it, you guys. So I'm going to give it to Nicole Chambliss. She did say it, you guys, way up at the top. What's the matter, Christina? Why are you saying good grief? You don't see... I see pendulum. It is up there. I do see it, Angel. She did say it. So I'm going to give it to Nicole because Nicole didn't see it. I mean, Nicole did say it. I just didn't see it. All right, Nicole, I need a subject really quick, please. And then I'm still going to do the Triple H reading, guys. We'll do another guessing game for the Triple H really quick. And then that'll tie it up. So the charming went to Nicole. Maybe spirit meant for Ducky. No. Don't worry, Nicole. It's okay. I can give Ducky a charming whenever she wants. She can always ask me. She's fine. I mean, she will. She knows that. On love? Okay. All right, so let's do a love charming for Nicole Chambliss. All right, so this eye, can you, hold on, I don't know if you guys can see that. This eye fell out of the, do you see that? It popped out while I was doing that, so I'm going to include it. We have a G, we have an I, we have an N, we have an I, and we have a V. If you had another G, it would be giving. Or an E would be given. But let's just look at that for a minute. So, what do I have here? I mean, this is a mini charming, guys, so I didn't like pull out a big fistful of stuff. But let me look here. It's funny, this is my symbol for Gemini. Was my original Gemini symbol. But to me, this feels twin flamey in a weird way. Or soulmatey. This is sort of in the past. Let me ask you, just give me a yes or no, Nicole. Did you feel like you were linked up with your, like a soulmate or something from the past? Just say yes or no. Don't give me any details, please. It does say given, you're right. I didn't fist it, no, Andrew. So you can, you know, relax. Yes, it is a twin flame. All right, so to me, I'm going to just say this, all right? I don't like to... Hold on one sec. I'm going to flip this really quick for 1 minute. I don't like to like poo-poo anybody's twin flame stuff, okay? But I'm just going to tell you what I see, all right? And you can determine what you think about it, and you can take this reading or you can leave it, okay? Because I don't want to take away your beliefs about whatever somebody special in your life is, okay? But I just need to preface the reading with that before I get started. So here we go, all right? So don't, don't take my word over your own heart, is what I'm saying, okay? All right, so this is what I'll tell you what I see here. So this to me looks like either twin flames or possibly soulmates. I personally, and this is just my personal thing, is I feel more comfortable using the terminology soulmates. But a lot of people use the terminology twin flame. And to me, twin flame is a very sort of serious concept. And I feel like regardless. So we'll say this is either a twin flame or soulmate connection, right? To me, it feels like it came to an end though, or it's not like working properly. That's why they're face down and they're in sort of the past or in the higher mind. I'm not sure if you had to let the situation go, but this space here feels like maybe it's been a bit of a dry spell, or you've had to like create space between yourself and this relationship, maybe mentally, right? Where you've had to kind of set it aside or remove yourself to a degree. And I kind of get a feeling that it's not been easy for you, right? I don't know if this is hitting home, if this is making... Thank you, Julie. I also don't like to predict twin flame stuff for people. There's a lot of twin flame stuff that's people aspire to, and I think it's beautiful to aspire to that, but I really think it's a special experience, and I don't necessarily know, I want to, it's not that I don't believe it, I just don't want to set anybody up for heartache, but I also don't want to take that away from anybody, you know what I mean? So to me, if this is twin flame for you, that's completely fine. But I feel like this relationship has been put on pause or stopped or needed to be set aside for a minute mentally, because it's maybe not bringing about what it is that you need, right? This is the symbol. This used to be my old necklace. I used to wear this necklace, and it's the symbol for Pisces, actually. But it's flipped over. I don't know if you're a Pisces, Nicole, but or maybe this other person was a Pisces, or if there's sort of that emotional sort of connection that has that Piscean energy, right? There's the Pisces. I feel like it's one of the... Yes, all the water signs are emotional, but I feel like Pisces is sort of like one of the most deeply kind of psychic and emotionally connected of the signs. And so with this being here, it speaks to me, you may be feeling a little bit emotionally disconnected, or and maybe needing to be right now. I don't think that this is a bad thing. It just feels like you might need to disconnect a little bit from your emotions or from your sort of psychic awareness of this relationship to kind of maybe give yourself some space, right? Of this sort of separation that's kind of needed. Because to me, as I'm looking at these charms, this doesn't feel like the easiest transition for you, right? This feels like this has been sad or upsetting, and it's been work. And I kind of feel like, as I'm looking at this stuff, like this is kind of like a self-induced shut-off, emotional shut-off that I feel like is actually for your own maybe protection, psychically, emotionally. That's kind of the feeling that I'm getting from this charm, okay? He's a Cancer, so he is water, and you're a Gemini. Okay, I just feel like this is you maybe turning off a little bit of yourself emotionally, or possibly your psychic connection. This is also my old symbol for Gemini, just so you know. So that's interesting that we have a Gemini, my old Gemini symbol. This was my first Gemini symbol in the box. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. The story that I'm feeling, or what I'm getting from this charm, is that it feels like you've maybe had to shut down a little bit, and that's okay. It's for your own sort of betterment, or like balancing, right? Stabilization, so to speak, emotionally. Now, these are the charms that I feel like are in the future. And you have the big knowledge, right? The big owl, and you also have the dream catcher. And I feel like these two together in this positioning feel like as you gain knowledge, you'll start to figure out how to sort of create your dreams again. As you start to figure this stuff out, I like that the owl is face up, but he is upside down, which says to me a little bit like there's stuff you need to learn, right? Still, but you have a lot of the knowledge already. And then also, I love to, I gotta say this owl's body is the shape of a heart, right? So there's knowledge and experience that you're gaining from everything that's going on right now that is actually gonna make you wiser, hence the owl, but bump, right? It's also going to help you to start to build your dreams and understand what it is that you want and be able to start to create the net or the dream catcher that you want to bring in those dreams and manifest them. And I'm talking about dreams in love, okay? Fives always sort of signify change to me, but they also, this could be like, to me, about when I look at this feels like we're sort of having to maybe shut things off right now or turn things down emotionally a little bit and kind of bring things in so that we can start to affect this change, right? And we can start to acquire the knowledge around our love and our experiences and become really truly wise and aware. And as we become that, we start to be able to build this. And this charm here is breathe, right? So as we start to settle into this change, I feel like we sort of, I don't want to say close ourselves down because I don't feel like this is a bad thing, but what I feel like is like you're kind of bringing your energy back around you and like in an effort to kind of bring yourself to this place of change. As things start to change, you're going to need to breathe. That's going to trigger off this charm, right? Which flips this over. And then breathing your way through some of this is going to be probably what it's going to require. But as you do that, you already have a certain amount of awareness and knowledge from this, right? But you're about to grow that going into the future. And I feel like as you do that, if you continue to breathe and be kind to yourself and embrace the change, this guy goes like this, and this guy goes like this. It's almost like keys, like like tumblers in a lock, where then we kind of lay out our dreams and we have the wisdom and the heart and the knowledge and all of that to be able to create that in a very, very big and clear way. But we have to sort of embrace that, breathe our way through it, and set ourselves up for that. Give ourselves that, right? Like this is that given, right? It's like not only are we giving it to ourselves right now by maybe protecting ourselves or stabilizing ourselves and getting our sense back about ourselves, and this is why I don't want to say like twin flame or soulmate or whatever, but I feel like this here is being released. It's kind of feels like they're being let go and they're drifting off up the board and away from you. So you might need to sort of release yourself from this experience. And I think that as scary as that may seem, because he does feel like a twin flame to you, or he feels like I think, and this is just my personal opinion, I'm not trying to negate anything for you, Nicole, but I think that sometimes people mistake soulmates for twin flames. And I think that the intensity of a soulmate connection can feel so real and so live that we call it twin flame because that word gets bandied about quite a bit. But a twin flame is an actual soul split in half and in two different separate bodies. And that to me is a way different feeling than what a soulmate would be. And a soulmate to me can be a very intense feeling, right? It's somebody that we've known and incarnated with lifetime after lifetime, that we've been in love with before, that we've experienced different roles with, like maybe one lifetime they were our father and we were their child, where we've explored levels of love with them in different manifestations throughout different lifetimes. That's fucking huge and intense, right? So even meeting our soulmate is a big, big deal, right? And so my concept of soulmate versus twin flame, and this is just solely my concept, but I want to give you some perspective around this because I feel like it might help, is that if you do need to let this go, I think that we have multiple soulmates in many lifetimes, right? That there are multiple people that we experience over the course of reincarnating, that we experience, like in each lifetime, we have mothers, brothers, sisters, boyfriends, girlfriends, lovers, partners, husbands, wives that we bond with and we connect to and we energetically connect to. And so each and every one of those people, ultimately, if we've done it with them a few different times in a few different sort of configurations, they can become a soulmate. They're part of our soul family, right? They're like coming home. We feel like we're reconnecting. Hence why you might feel like it's a twin flame situation, because it feels familiar. It feels like coming home. But I want to say this, that you can experience that with multiple souls, right? I don't believe that it's just only one. I believe that there's a lot of love in this universe, and I believe that love can come to us in many, many different forms, unexpectedly, out of nowhere. And so, um, I don't want you to think that if you have to step away from this, that you have to give up on the idea that, oh, there goes my twin flame, there goes my soulmate, it's never going to happen for me, because these two charms say to me that it is. This breathe charm says to me that you can find it again, that it's out there for you. It might be with a different person, but that person isn't any less valid than, say, the cancer, the boy that was the cancer. You might have other connections with other people that are just as beautiful or as deep or not deeper. And that this lifetime, even though you cared about him, that maybe it just didn't add up. Or if there's always the idea too that if it's meant to be, it will happen. And you can breathe your way through that and trust that and walk into the future without him, in that knowledge, with those dreams. And either they get created or they don't, but either way, you have to believe that you're going to be okay. Never give up on love. Exactly, Laura. Hello from Louisville, Kentucky, Vicky McDaniel. Sorry, I just got a little bit like emotional, but like I've had some. I mean, Ducky knows what's going on, so I just have had some funky experiences. Not funky bad, but like just I've had some situations that are similar to sort of what I'm speaking about here, where you don't even know that it's coming, and then it shows up, and you're like, wait, what the fuck? Who are you? Like, oh my god, and you feel connected to them. But that's, I believe that that's probably a soulmate connection. It's probably somebody that I've experienced other lifetimes with. It's probably somebody that I've maybe been married to or brothers with, or, a father of, or God knows what, but there was some sort of love that was shared there on some level. And I believe that soulmates or soul families incorporate and reincarnate in multiple different ways so that we can explore all the many facets of the energy of love with another spirit, with another soul. So I think that there's a fine line and a vast difference between soulmate and twin flame. Soulmates to me feel like they are much more available to us, and that it's not such a dire thing. Does that make sense? Um, but I don't want to temper your beliefs around whatever you think he is to you. That's first and foremost the most important thing. Yeah, Laura, that's true too. She says you're an empath and we feel their pain. I agree. I was feeling just a little bit about the statement about meeting somebody that you feel connected to and feeling like you are coming home is it's a strange feeling, but it's also a really intense feeling. But I think that that's also a soulmate situation that can easily be mistaken for twin flame because it feels so familiar instantly, and you feel that connection instantly. And I think that people are labeling that stuff as twin flame, and it's not. And I think that we're setting ourselves up for searching, and that's why we see these people that are saying, oh my God, I've met my twin flame, yet he has a heroin addiction. I can't, you know, he's a narcissist and he's beating me up. Or if that's not, that may be a soulmate, right? That might be somebody that you loved multiple lifetimes over. But that's not the other half of your spirit beating the shit out of you or using heroin and stealing your purse. It's not, and saying that they love you. That's not the other half of your spirit. And I think that people have misconstrued it. I'm not saying that's what's going on in Nicole's situation either. I'm just saying that I watch a lot of that. I used to be in a group called Twin Flame Journey, and there were so many people that were so tortured over their twin flames. And I'm like, if your twin flame is hurting you in any way, shape, or form, it's probably not the other half of your spirit. Thank you, Nicole. I'm glad I got the opportunity to do this. I'm glad you guessed correctly. And I'm glad that I think that there's actually huge opportunity in this situation for you. And I want you to know that, right? Laura. Laura says that's an asshole, not a soulmate. I agree with you, Laura. But like, I mean, I think that we can have, let me tell you this. There are many assholes that I love within my own family that I know are like soulmated to me in some way, because they may drive me fucking nuts, but I also love them with all my heart. But when we fight, it's horrible, right? But I do believe that I have like many incarnations with them, and I suffer when, you know, we're not well. And but that doesn't mean that they're my twin flame, right? That doesn't mean that I need them to complete me. You know, they're being an asshole, or that's what they learned, or they're the culmination of their experiences in this lifetime, or maybe they can't meet me where I need them to meet me this time around. What I need to do for myself in this idea of given, right? Like giving to herself would be to allow them to like release them, right? There will be other lifetimes. There will be other opportunities. We have to trust in that, right? I know you're joking, Laura, but I do believe that assholes can be our soulmates too. It's just my perception of things. All right, so now let's get back to, that was a little bit serious, but that was okay. I think that was beautiful, charming. I really loved it. Thank you for letting me do that for you, Nicole. I hope that it helps. Let me see here. I need to put something in my hand. You all thought I was going to say something different. What can I use? Let me see. I need to find something small. Something small. Oh, Nicole, did you want to take a picture of this? Let me go back to the camera really quick. Sorry, 1 second. Oh no, that's the rear camera. Do you want to take a picture of this before I clear off the charm board? I didn't even give you an opportunity to take a picture if you want. So let me know if you've taken a picture, and I'm going to try and find something to put in my hand that I can ask you guys what I have. And I need something fucking small that you guys could easily guess. So let me see. We've already done pendulum, so that's not going to work. Okay, I'll do this. This will work. Because I have to work, and if it doesn't, well, too fucking bad. Oh, what happened to him? Fucking cat's probably broken. Oh, you got it? Okay, good. Alright, so I don't want you guys to see what's in my hand, so I'll use this hand. Okay. So now, for the Triple H reading, which is the head, heart, health, and your overall energy, I have something. You're welcome, Nicole. I have something in my hand. Nanny Nanny Boober. If you can guess it, you'll win the Triple H reading. Watch Ducky fucking win it again. Ducky will be all like, Ducky's just showing off her psychic prowess, that's all. She doesn't even want the reading. She's just like... Alright, wait. Statue doesn't work, Angel. Of course it's a statue. It's not a cat toy. It's not a crystal. It's not a letter tile. It's not rose quartz. It's not beads of any variety, Andrew. It's not an angel. It's not an ornament. It's not a dice. It's not a penny. It's not an angel. It's not an eraser, Marge. It's not a cat statue. No, Angel, that was last week, remember? It's not a pen. It's not a little Buddha. Good guess, Michelle. It's not an angel, not a coin. It's not a cat. It's not a match. It's not a cross, Jennifer Kelly. It's not an elephant. It's not a lion. It's not a card. It's not a button. It's not a bracelet. Take a deep breath. Connect with your intuition. It's not a frog, Michelle. It's not a fairy. It's not a feather. It's not a tower. It's not a dog statue. It's not a star. It's not a rune. It's not an owl. I might be able to give it to Andrew, though. Owl's kind of close. You know what? I'm going to give it to Andrew because Andrew got owl. It's not a pendant or a rose or a Merkaba or a lip balm or any of that stuff. I'm going to give it to Andrew because Andrew got owl, guys. It is a bird. Exactly. Andrew called it. It's a bird. It's actually a falcon, but it's a bird. I was looking for the word bird. So he said owl, and owl's a bird. So it's kind of, and it's a falcon. So it's a little Egyptian falcon. But I just noticed that my fucking cats broke the beak off of it. Twats. This is when they jump up on the windowsill. So I'll give this, Andrew's our winner tonight, because he also said bird first after I hinted that it was close to an owl. So let's see what's going on with, you ready for this, Andrew? Falcon video. It's not Falcon video, Andrew, you pig. Oh my god. Falcon video. Whatever. So we're going to get out our old deck. I said old deck, Andrew. Get your mind out of the gutter. The White Sage Tarot. Because we like these for our mind cards. So I'm going to first do for our head cards. And not that kind of head, Andrew. Alright. And any of these decks that I use, guys, you can go into the unboxing videos on my YouTube channel if you're interested in purchasing them. Please use my Amazon affiliate links because I get a small percentage of the sale. And if I make 3 sales in the next 180 days, then I get to keep my Amazon affiliate account open. If I don't, then they'll close it on me. So if you're thinking about purchasing any one of these decks, please use my links. Because Amazon will ship it right to your door, and I'll get a little percentage, and I get credit as a seller. And so Amazon's happy, and then they don't close down my account. What's your question, Mary? Allstott? I know, I love this deck too, Andy. I know, total gutter mind, but it's fun having. Can anyone do Charming? Is it just yours? Anybody can do Charming, I guess. I mean, there's multiple charmers out there, Mary. I didn't, create Charming. I've seen people that charm. That's how I found out about it. So... I didn't see eagle or bird, Christina, but, at this point, I'm going to give it to Andrew, and you're just going to have to roll with it, because I'm not going to dig back up through the thing. Andrew says, we know that anyone can try to do Charmings. Andrew just said back. Andrew just said back off to drink Christina. Oh, that's fucking funny. Oh my god. Christina, you can maybe win next week. Just like, we're gonna let it go because I've been on for too long and I'm giving it to Andrew. I love that we're doing like readings and trying to like be all spiritual, and then like Christina's like, well, I said eagle and bird, and Andrew's like, back off. Oh, that's funny to me. All right, so that's your head card. Let me get your heart card together. Oh, that's funny. Too fucking funny. Shut up. Shut up, Andrew. Shut up, Andrew. You're gonna get us in trouble. Cut it out. Uh, awesome, Christina. Thank you. And it's just, I didn't catch it if you did say eagle or bird. But at this point, I'm already shuffling for him, so I just don't want any hurt feelings. Let me see, the heart for Andrew. Head, heart, and health. Oh, that was funny. Back off. If you guys, it's too funny. Never mind. I just think that's funny that you said that. Back off. Talk to you later, Molly. Have a good night. Okay, let's see what's going on with Andrew's health. What do they want him to know for his health card? Keeping it light, exactly. Okay, there's Andrew's health card, and then I forgot I need to shift the cameras back from the charm camera really quick. So give me 1 second to do that, and then your overall energy. Oh my god, I've got so many decks out. It's crazy. I need a bigger desk is the problem. And if we get that damn Upon a Star card again, I love that card, but it shows up all the time. Bye, Andrea. Take care. Where are you a realtor at? What part of Florida? I know, I just thought it was funny. He told her back off. It's just like, get off my reading. I won, bitch. Well, my group should like it and they'll be kind. Well, that's good. You can take it to your group. Are we not kind? Oh, no, I mean, what part of Florida? William Ravis, but what part of Florida, dear? Where are you in Florida? Have we not been kind to you, Molly? Oh, Miami. Okay. I was kind of thinking, I love, what is it? Not Miami. I mean, I like Miami. It's a fun town, but I wouldn't want to live there. It's kind of a little bit crazy for me. I like, what's the other? Wilton Manors. I would go there, probably. Naples, I don't know a lot about. He stole it. I know. He saw. I know. He's such a bastard. I just love. He reminds me of like one of those people on like I'm gonna adjust cameras while I talk to you guys. He reminds me of one of those people at like a Black Friday or like a right after Thanksgiving. Those people that beat each other up in the stores. Like it just made me think of that. I was like, oh my god, this is a reading. It's supposed to be spiritual and pleasant. And Andrew's like, bang off. I just thought it was funny. He wasn't, but that's Andrew. He's not. He doesn't mean anything by it. He's just being funny. He's actually one of the funniest people I know. All right. So the rear camera, and then let me switch this. So we have your cards out. We're gonna flip it back, and then let me bring this down. We're gonna look at your cards really quick. Since Molly thinks we're all mean here. I love how, like, people get, like, all hurt and shit. She's like, can anybody do charming? Since you guys are all a bunch of assholes, I'm gonna steal your idea and, take it to my group. Because none of you guys are savages. But, like, stealing is kind of savage, Molly, if you really think about it. So, I don't know. It's like 1 1/2 dozen of the other. Molly is the youngest orphan in the musical Annie. Oh, hey, Christina Avalos, how are you? All right, so let's look at your cards here. So first we've got your head card, right? This is your headspace. The Hanged Man. Okay. So this tells me right out of the gate, Andrew, that like this is major arcana. So we've got a big issue going on in our head. Not a bad thing, right? But with the Hanged Man, this means that I would say that this is a significant pivotal point for you. Mentally, there's a fair amount going on. I feel like you quite possibly feel stuck. The Hangman is that he's hung up, right? Or at least that's the perception that he has. What I love about this Hangman, and this is generally with all cards, but the way that they do it in this deck is that this is a caterpillar, and even though the caterpillar is hanging upside down, generally they do that before they become a butterfly, right? I also love that this caterpillar could just curl up here and eat away at the leaf and free himself. But there's a certain amount of period of time that you have to kind of go through this feeling or this mental space of feeling stuck to unstick yourself. Is basically sort of the vibe that I'm getting from this card. There is this aspect to this card of transforming something that doesn't feel pleasant or that feels maybe stuck and transforming it into like from a caterpillar to a butterfly. I like the symbolism of the caterpillar in this card because it does have that, it takes me to that place of, you know, blossoming or changing your mental outlook at some point. And this could, I mean, I know that you've told me about like seasonally you're affected mentally and that sort of stuff because we've bitched about the weather and stuff, but to me this also looks like this could be about you kind of freeing yourself up mentally beyond that, right? And this has a bigger impact than that, this being a major arcana card. It's like, how long do you want to keep yourself hanging there? And when you're ready, you will sort of free yourself, and when you do, I think a major transformation will take place mentally in your mental space that will actually be really beneficial and beautiful for you. Okay? There is growth that's happening here too. I've got to say that this plant to me signifies growth, right? So even though he's hanging here, like his environment is growing him, whether he realizes it or not, even if he's feeling like he's stuck. Okay? Now, the heart card is, I am worthy of love. Like the Order of the Sisters of Compassion on the Wanganui River, I believe in myself and my purpose. Do you see that? That's beautiful. I love that the church is right around her third chakra. To me, that makes me think of like peace. You know, churches being sort of spiritual in nature and also peace, bringing the spirit down into like the third and second chakra and kind of balancing those chakras might be really nice. Bringing a sense of peace or a sense of spiritual connection to those chakras might help to also help some of this feeling here that we've got going on where we're feeling hung up or stuck. This idea of our heart knowing that we're worthy of love is a really beautiful heart-centered card to have there, but it feels with that church being down low on her body, on the painting of her body, it feels to me like some peace needs to happen in the lower chakras. Some spiritual connection to some of the lower chakras would help to sort of not only ground you and maybe get you out of this plant or this feeling of being stuck, but also would sort of enable you to bring about this understanding that you are worthy of love. Because this card shows up, it says to me that you know in your heart that you're worthy of it. But are you willing to let yourself off the hook mentally to allow it? Right? And if you are, and I only say this too, and I want you to understand I'm saying this, but I can actually relate to some of these, what I'm saying to you for me personally too. It's funny. Um, uh, as I look at this church, it says to me, like, as we balance and bring peace to those lower chakras, like especially the third, where we try and control our life experience through, and we try and like, I wouldn't say force it, but there's a lot of like control energy that comes out of the third as we try and do our day-to-day life that we run on, and if we use it too much, it can get out of hand and we can get miserable and feel like we're fighting against life and all of that sort of stuff. And this is saying don't do that. This is saying do the opposite. Like, uh, take a more passive stance. Get more into that place of allowing yourself to experience love and the blessings, right? So we have those two cards. Let's move those to the back. That's your head and your heart. Then for your health card, we have remember. Oh, sorry, reawaken. I can't read. I'm such a blind as a bat. So reawaken. And this, I'm going to just set this card down here for a moment while I look at this. It's interesting that we have this caterpillar here, and then I'm looking at these fairy wings, which are very reminiscent of, like, say, a butterfly's wings to me. And when I look at this little girl, I feel like this reawaken card speaks to the idea of not only like waking ourselves back up again and waking ourselves up to this idea of being worthy of love, but it's also this, she's this like little child, and to me this maybe feels like your ability to play again, your ability to experience joy again, your ability, like this would help your health, this would help um, uh, your overall well-being, is to like sort of reawaken that fairy in you, girl, that like that part of you that's the colorful, wonderful, almost, you know, like enthusiastic part of you. That would also help counterbalance some of this feeling of maybe being mentally feeling, I don't want to say trapped, but like it might enable you to have enough sort of like joy or playfulness to free yourself up here. And that would be a good thing for you. And it would also open the door for this to happen too, this idea of being worthy of love. Although this is already in your heart, right? This awareness is already in your heart and it wants to come through. And then this last card is your overall energy. And so this is combustion. Wow. Huh. So this is very fiery. It's interesting because when I look at these other three cards, if you just look at the sort of overall hues of the cards, we've got a lot of blues and greens going on, a lot of cool energy. And then your overall energy, which surprises me, is this sort of bright red orange, almost anger, right? And to me, I feel like this might be what helps you to power through and get things done nowadays. It's interesting to me too that this is sort of the color of the bottom three chakras. When we think of them, there's red, orange, and yellow. And when I'm looking at this fiery sort of wheel here, to me this feels like, how do I want to put this? With this little girl here sleeping in the reawaken card, right? And feeling hung up here, and then this idea of needing to bring peace to the lower chakras, I feel like what you're running on with your overall energy right now is this sort of idea of having to push through it and be fiery, be dynamic, make maybe even be slightly aggressive in your decisions and pushing through to get things done because certain areas feel like slowed down or not working in your favor, right? So to compensate, you've been running, I want to say, like your lower chakras a whole bunch. That's why this I am worthy of love is asking for like this peace or this harmony, this balancing. We still have that orange and yellow here in these two little flowers now that I'm looking at it. So we can still utilize that energy that we see here, but in a smaller dose to still get things accomplished, right? But I feel like you might be sort of overcompensating or maybe like burning yourself out a little bit here with all of this fire energy in your energy space right now with your overall energy. It feels like sort of maybe I don't want to say running on empty, but to me, it's like if I don't, like what I'm hearing in my head is like, if I don't do it this way, nothing will get done. Because I'll just lay here or I'll be stuck here and I can't afford to do that right now. I have to keep the sort of wheel spinning, right? But the truth is I think that there's a way to awaken this and find joy again and free yourself mentally here and bring about calmness that will sort of ease this, and you won't have to rely upon it as much. There is anger here. Yeah, you're saying, yep, deal with the anger and rage. There is like anger, but I mean, this is what sort of is driving you and keeping you moving and getting things accomplished, right? And to me, it makes sense because here mentally, we might feel like we're at a standstill, and here in our health space, we're kind of like feeling a little bit disconnected, or we need to reawaken that space and that connection to ourselves. We're going to do that through our heart. But there might be a little bit of murk in that heart or in that experience in the heart that is a little bit intimidating or scary. But I think that you can do it. That church, there's a piece to her. And I also love that these two orange flowers speak to me about this energy is here, just in smaller doses. You can still rely. This energy works for you, don't get me wrong, but it is ragey, fiery, and you suffer burnout, right? So we still have that here. We can still go into that at times and utilize this to propel us forward, but we can also have peace and sort of spiritual connection and like sort of a purity, right? Like that white building also feels like the fires are being quelled out. And I have to say this, with this Hanged Man, this is a big lesson in the sense that it is major arcana. So mentally there is a transformation happening. There is a freeing that's getting ready to like take place. It's just a matter of time. Because whether you do it mentally and like consciously, or you sort of explode, the transformation is going to happen. And since I'm an actor, I may come off as it's not being anger and rage. Right. Well, see, to me, this feels like, to me, when I look at these cool blues and greens, it feels like your energy level might naturally be more calm and sedate, but that might feel slow or stuck to you. So to keep the sort of day going, right? To keep you busy, to get the things accomplished that you need to get done, you have to go to this place of like, like, and force it, or not force it, but like build that momentum through the bottom three chakras, anger, rage, whatever that sort of drives you to get shit done, right? Because there's this part of you that is tired. There's this part of you that sort of needs to be honored, but I have to say that this caterpillar and these wings here say to me that there is this part of you that will and needs to transform for a more peaceful experience. You're on your way there. I definitely think that. I mean, I see that in these cards. It's just a matter of when you choose to allow yourself to go there. Aggressive. Exactly, Andrew. I'm gonna combust all over you, bitch. Yeah, totally. So that is your oh, you guys, anybody that's commenting on the post that's watching from the groups, I can't see your comments unless you're going into the original post. I hope you guys know, because I'm seeing that I'm getting comments from different groups. So I'm sorry if I'm missing your guys' comments. So that's you, Andrew. I think that, like, I just think it's about cooling down some of that orange and acknowledging some of those cooler colors and letting that energy in, that peace in. And Good. I'm glad, Andrew. I can relate to a lot of it, so don't worry about that. Not so much this, but this is you just being driven, right? This is just you having to. But you're also in like, you know, you're on the East Coast in that winter weather and all of that sort of stuff. So I would probably need to do that too if I was trying to get as much done as you do in a day. I'm a winter and I don't look good in orange. Exactly. Oh my god. All right, you guys. Thank you to all of those of you that stayed through to the very end. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna switch cameras here. Thank you very, very much. For those of you that did stay to the end and you want to support the channel, please like, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel or the business page. If you would give the business page a like and a follow, that would be greatly appreciated. You'll be notified when I go live again. And tomorrow night, there. Oh, hey, Kat Mutzenberger, how are you? Um, you're welcome, Andrew. Of course. Back off. Well, that's that red card. That's this. This is the back off card. It's that combustion. Back off, bitch. That's my reading. I just love it when people are like are real. Like that to me is amazing. Whether, you know, like I just think it's funny. So, what was I gonna say? Tomorrow night is Charm Night. If you guys want a charming live on TV, it's $25. You can use the links to prepay if you'd like. That will start at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. There will also be another charming on Friday night. You can also support me at Patreon if you'd like. The daily forecasts go up over there. There's different subscription levels if you'd like. I just put up the first Archangel reading over there for those of you that are my Patreon subscribers. And for those of you that are interested in seeing the angelic readings and stuff, they are only available over on Patreon. So tomorrow I'm going to do the Cupid's Love reading for the Patreon account. So those are available to you. That's another way to support the channel. And that's it, you guys. You know, just tune in whenever you can. For those of you that didn't get read tonight, I'm sorry. I can only do so many at so much time. But you guys can always tune back in, and if I haven't read you, I'll put you on a list, you know? You just gotta have faith. It will happen. It's not about, like, who I'm attracted to or who draws my attention. It's just a matter of creating the list and, you know, not killing myself or burning myself out. So it's nothing personal, guys. I feel bad for, like, Chick Molly. I think she thinks we're a bunch of meanies or something, but I don't know what to say. You're busier than a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest? So, oh, I'll read you. Yes, you will. So, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. It was really a fun night. I needed to have some fun. Let me tell you. I needed to have some fun. So, and it was fun. Thank you to everybody who read, let me read them. Thank you to all the nurses who tuned in, all that brain energy, that air, intellect, swords energy that was running through the room, all my nurses, and all of you guys that tune in. It's good to be back. I missed you guys while I was gone over the weekend, and it's good to see you guys. I want to go to Florida. I'm trying to get it together to get to Florida. We'll figure it out. All right, so thank you all for tuning in, and for those of you that stayed till the very end, thank you for staying. I appreciate it. I know that a lot of people just sort of fall off once they realize that they're not going to get a reading. But I will talk to you all. I'll see you guys all tomorrow for Charm Night, and we'll see you then. And we'll have to figure out where Molly took my ideas off to her kind group. Whatever. All right, you guys. Tell me I haven't watched Lock and Key yet. I don't know. I just saw an ad, like they sent me an email saying, I don't know what it's about yet. I haven't. I'm probably going to go make some dinner and get on Netflix now. So I haven't seen that yet. It was fun, Lisa. That's the whole point. I want to have fun with this night. I hate to deny people, and I don't want to, like, trivialize people's pain, but sometimes it's just too much. Like, especially for free. Like, it's one thing if you're doing an energy exchange of money with me and you want me to help you, you know, if you want to invest in your problems and deal with them, sure. But I don't know, man. It just gets too sad. Aloha. All right, I will. And Christina, I'm sorry that, Andrew stole your reading tonight. You'll get one, though. I know you've had one in the past, so you'll get one sooner or later. And actually, the funny thing is the Charming and the Triple H went to regular viewers. You all guessed correctly. So Nicole is somebody that views regularly all the time. So I'm kind of glad that happened. The newer newbies got this little card draws, and my regulars got the bigger prizes this time. So you never know how it's going to work out. Well, Lisa, check out the Lisa, are you in at 777, right? That's the level that you're in at, because that gets you the Archangel reading. But check it out, because it's kind of significant. I felt like I didn't do it in a pick a card style. I did it just as a reading for, since we're halfway through February. I did it for February and March, but I'm probably going to do a second one in March that kind of covers like what might be remaining in March. That was my idea behind it, or what I was sort of inspired to do. The deal with the reading was I intended it for anybody that is subscribing now and may subscribe between now and March, to sort of catch them in that reading. But it's a significant reading. Like, I felt like it was kind of cool, like how it all tied together, and I just did it as like sort of like almost like a forecast from your angels, right? Or from your guardian angels, and that sort of thing, and what they want you to focus on, what they're like trying to take you through, what's happening. You'll see, I used a couple of tarot cards and then some guardian angel cards for different things. And but that's going to change. Like each month it may be a different format. One month it might be a pick a card. One month it might be on a certain angel or a certain subject, or we'll see. But right now I think there's only like 4 subscribers that are able to access that reading. So yeah. All right, enjoy it. Let me know what you think. All right. And I will talk to you guys. And tomorrow I'm going to put up the Cupid's one, but I think the Cupid's one's for just the last 2 levels. So I don't know. And then we also have to do a free charm night for the top levels. So there's all that. I got to fit all that in. All right, you guys, have a great night, and I will talk to you all later. All right, bye-bye. You guys want dinner?